All right, maybe you're a homeowner that has some problems with your mortgage, maybe you're facing foreclosure, maybe you need some help with a short sale, and it is such an ever-changing situation from day to day, and you need to know really the straight scoop on what to do and who can really help me with our situation, because this is a very emotional, stressful time in your life. Well, we've got some help here for you today. Jeff Cadlick from Short This House is with us again. Jeff, thanks for being back on the show.
Thanks again for having me. Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about Short This House and what are some of the new projects that you're working on right now?
Short This House, basically that's the website, shortthishouse.com, where people can go and kind of get information about how to get out of the bad situation they may be in right now. I work with a team of very highly professional negotiators as well as real estate agents that are doing things that most agents, the average agent, probably can't get done. I'll give you an example of one I just was talking to you guys about this morning. A lady had called me up from a marketing piece that she had picked up from my mailings that I do in the area, and she said, you know, I've tried this 2 or 3 times. It hasn't been successful. You're just wasting your time, but I'd love for you to buy my house. And I said, well, let me let my negotiator talk to her. My negotiator's Rolodex is a lot bigger than most. She knows a lot of the top people that go above and beyond the front end people that they're dealing with at these banks. And I said, you know, it can't hurt. It doesn't cost you a dime for me to try. And if I could stop your foreclosure, save your credit, we'll see if we can get it done. Well, that was about 3 weeks ago. Her foreclosure is about a week from now. And this morning we actually put the offer in. We've postponed the foreclosure, and we just might have a successful close of escrow in about a week or 2. So
that's great.
The banks are just happy to get them off their back, and if it's the right situation, we'll take the opportunity and get them out of this situation.
It's amazing how that particular situation, how, like you said, I've tried, and they've tried this route, that route, and then all of a sudden you try a different route with different people who have, again, the old story, it's like who you know,
right?
To be able to go in and make that connection and really change your whole world, and to get a phone call like that,
right?
Even like it could happen, she must have been ecstatic.
Well, it doesn't cost her anything, which is great. I mean, they're in the situation where the bank's going to come in. If it hits the auction block, they're not going to have much time to move out if they get somebody who's heartless. So in my situation, what I'm trying to do is get them out in a nice fashion, meaning get them out of their situation, and they're going to have to leave their house as well. Mm-hmm. But the reality is they're not going to be, they have more time to plan it, and they'll have an opportunity to pack their stuff, move out the day that we plan for them to move out. And it's a much easier process for them. It's like you've had a bad haircut before, right?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
That's why you gave up.
Never gave me that idea.
It's like going to a bad barber. You know, I've had some bad haircuts in my life, you know, and that's why I stick to the same guy that I've been going to for 20 years. You know, I won't change that because he knows what he's doing. So yeah, same thing happens in the mortgage industry, is that there are agents out there, they're doing their best. They don't know. I mean, I'd say 25% of short sales close. Mm-hmm. And that's the average ratio in the industry. My team's averaging just over the last month and a half, 2 months, about 80% success rate. Wow. So
why do you attribute the difference?
Mm-hmm.
It's, number one, she's done over 700 of them. So she knows the ins and outs. She knows.
She's your negotiator?
Yes. Mm-hmm. She knows exactly what to do. As soon as she sees the deal, she can say, yes, it's going to work. No, it's not. Or yes, you've done everything right. Or maybe did you try this avenue? And I think some people thought they have tried, but they really haven't. I've looked at deals where they thought they tried to sell their home, mm-hmm. and I look on the MLS system and it was never ever listed, which means the banks weren't ever going to talk to them. And those are situations where, like, well, we need to get a listing agreement, we need to get it listed, and by the way, while you were trying, did you have an offer on the house? No one ever tried to put an offer in, because chances are their agent was trying to get them maximum sales price for the home, and that's going to take time on the market, and that's going to basically probably jeopardize their deal.
Sounds like a lot of mindset goes into it, because, you know, once they've had kind of a bad taste in it, they don't try as hard to get out of that bad situation.
They do give up. People will give up.
And it sounds like with your case, it's not ever really a late time to call.
Never. You know what? If they get in touch with me, I put them in place with my team, who basically takes over, and within 24 hours we're talking with them, and usually within 48 hours we know whether or not we can help them out.
Oh, that's great.
And that's basically where now they can take a sigh of relief and go, okay, let's try this again. But the best part is we're postponing something that even if we're not successful, we may buy them 2 or 3 more months in their home. I mean, which is actually
which
the
will be
plus
some
side
time
sometimes.
for them to kind of more or less adjust their life.
Yeah.
Right.
And find some direction in which way they can go and find a new home.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing that this time has seen, I've never seen this in my lifetime about what we're going through right now. And just the process, obviously, we got into this, it took a long time before we really realized it, but now you see it every day. And as we're slowly climbing out of it, it keeps getting longer and longer. But I think, like you say, with some of the work that you're doing, people can literally see light at the end of the tunnel, which I think is very important.
Right. And a lot of people don't want to even negotiate or talk to the banks, which is a big problem. A lot of times when I talk to these people, they're like, well, nobody will call me at the bank. Nobody's returning my phone calls. I've sent in all the paperwork. Nothing's getting done. Or they're just saying, I just gave up talking to the bank. And that ends up in that inbox in a bank somewhere. Whereas where we're stepping in, again, it's who you know. We're making that phone call maybe at the next or third level higher and making sure that gets taken care of right away.
Great.
So is there a fee for your services to the? Okay.
No charge at all. I don't charge anything at all for anyone to call me up and find out if there's a way we can get them out of their bad situation. I pay all the fees to the negotiators, and the banks pay all the fees to the real estate agents. So
That's great.
So it's who you know. And for those of you out there in situations like we described, like Jeff was talking about, you need to get Jeff's contact information. And how could they reach you?
So you can reach me at www.shortthishouse.com, no spaces, no hyphens. Or you can call me at 480-241-4663, and I'll usually pick up the phone or call you back within 24 hours.
Okay, and as we said earlier, sooner is better rather than later, because every minute counts, especially if you are in a situation that Jeff can help you with or even look into for you. You owe it to yourself to make sure you pick up the phone and make that call right now. You can always reach Jeff on our website at imagehomeimprovement.show.com or at 1-800-ASK-A-PRO. That's 1-800-275-2776.